When developing learning technology, it is often tempting to focus on content. In the essay assessment technology project, we chose a different path. We started with the learning process. The question was, how do students actually learn, and how can technology support this process? We found the answers in classical learning theory, particularly in the works of Lev Vygotsky and Pyotr Galperin. Both emphasize that learning occurs through interaction with others, and the development happens through activity, language, and support. Based on this, we developed 7 pedagogical design principles. These principles form the foundation of it and ensure that the technology is built on a solid pedagogical basis. Each principle guides an essential part of how the tool supports the writing process, from how the student encounters the text to how feedback is presented and collaboration takes place. Let's go through the principles one by one. The first principle focuses on clear learning criteria, or target concept alignment. Feedback in it is not detached, but directly linked to the assessment criteria that characterize a good text. It is personalized and concrete, helping the students develop conceptual understanding related to text quality. We have categorized feedback into 4 areas: language, content, structure, and organization. This provides clear guidance in the writing process. Next, we have the second principle, which deals with the learner-centered framework. Learner-centered framework construction. The system provides supports and structure, but allows the students to build their own understanding. It works as a framework, not as an answer key. The students must take ownership of the writing process, make independent choices, and build insights step by step. Technology facilitates independent learning within safe boundaries. Further, we have the principle of visible learning process visibility. The students clearly see where they are in the writing process, what they have done, and what remains. This provides predictability and security, making learning more tangible and manageable. A visible process contributes to greater ownership and a better understanding of one's own development. The next principle focuses on tangible feedback. Tangible feedback resources. The feedback is concrete, clearly categorized, and presented directly alongside the student's text. This makes it easier for the student to understand both what needs improvement and how to achieve it. The feedback is used actively in the writing process, not just a final assessment. Another important principle is collaboration and sharing, collaborative interaction spaces. Learning occurs through interaction, and it facilitates collaboration between students and teachers. It provides room for dialogue, response, and joint reflection, strengthening the social dimension of the learning process. Then we have the principle of internal dialogue and reflection, reflective dialogical engagement. The system supports reflection, both in dialogue with others and in students' own internal dialogue. The students learn to explain to themselves how the text can be improved, which enhances awareness and gives the students room for action in their own learning process. Finally, we have the principle of the teacher as a facilitator, integrated teacher facilitation. It is designed to support, not replace the teacher. The technology provides insights into the student's writing process and frees up the time for targeted guidance. The teacher is better equipped to follow up each student both academically and pedagogically. These 7 principles form the heart of the EAT technology. They ensure that the tool not only organizes writing process but actively supports learning through visibility, collaboration, and pedagogically anchored feedback. In this way, assessment becomes part of the learning process, not just a means to evaluate knowledge.